me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Okay, so now at least I know how to give you guys a warning that we are coming live. We're getting better at this, people. Welcome to Biz Chat, your place of encouragement for faith-based entrepreneurs. I am your certified business coach, Michelle. Over there is a certified business coach, Noelle. Down below is our fine china neurosurgeon turned neuroscientist, Dr. Darlene Mayo. We are so excited to bring you topics that are strategic to launching and scaling your God-sized dream into the marketplace and ministry. Today is February 4th. Oh, we're on the love month. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We want to love all over you, but we're not going to let you off the hook. Today's topic is, are you trying to grow before you know? Because we've seen plenty of entrepreneurs trying to grow a business that they are not supposed to grow. So we're going to talk about that. If that's you and you're struggling to grow, we're going to talk about some things that are going to get you moving. So once again, if you did not get into Plan Your 2022, get the free replay. It is our free gift to you. 3 hours of fire about how you can plan 2022 with God. Get your calendar, get all the 7 areas of your life, get your lifestyle goals, get your God-sized goals, everything in check. You do not want to miss that. Okay, get that. But first, before we dive in, ladies, how was your week? How are things going? What are you looking forward to? Let's go that direction. What are you looking forward to in February? What's on the docket for your business that you are super excited about? How about you? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go? Who's so excited they can't just sit in their seat?
Well, I'm excited about the launch school, honestly, that we just started on Monday.
Yes.
So, because listen, this is like kicking it up a gear. I love it. I love that February is the shortest month, but that's not going to mean that we have short goals or, we're actually going to take advantage of every single day this month and really make the most of it. And so I'm super excited about that kicking off this month. And ladies, we're growing our business together.
That's right. How about you, Coach Noelle? What are you looking forward to in February?
I am looking forward to, I feel like with some of that stuff that got done at the end of last year and a schedule and getting really kind of locked in, I'm just really looking forward to the momentum I feel building. And also I do need to still do some fine tuning about sales systems. And I'm still unclear about that. So I've been working with some coaches and talking to God about some of that. So I'm looking forward to what that will feel like as I get my mojo locked in.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good. What about you?
Yeah, your turn, Michelle.
Okay, so for me, I am looking forward to having these 2 new babies launch school and Atmosphere of Grace and the sorority in there. That's our VIP group. Just getting those lifted off the ground. So excited about the teammates that have come in and getting all of that locked in, because I feel like once February is just humming, I can really concentrate on that book I am supposed to get out. So my birthday is April 6th. So I'm putting it out there right now, guys. April 6th, I will have that manuscript completely done and off to a publisher.
Yay.
There you go.
All right.
So February is a big month. Get everything solid and then off to, I'm excited about February because February leads to that book, getting time for that. So yes, awesome. All right, guys, we have got an important topic I really want to talk about today because I feel like we all met because of this topic. Let's get real.
Yep.
We were all in a group together where we were trying to grow and we were very frustrated because it wasn't working. And we were surrounded by frustrated people that were not able to grow because we were trying to really launch and not recognizing that launch is different than grow. I know it sounds pretty obvious as it's coming out of my mouth, but you might be in the wrong phase, doing the wrong thing because you didn't get that clarity on what you're supposed to launch, which is why we love our Roadmapper program so much. Like,
And when you try to fly a plane without wings, it does not work.
No,
it's not taking off.
no.
So let's just talk a little bit briefly. What were the things that you thought you were supposed to do and it didn't work? Or what was it that was like
The list
not-
is long.
The list is
long,
yeah, well,
girls.
just some highlights, some good embarrassing highlights of what were some things that you thought you were supposed to do and it was not working, because I got a list too.
I think for me, like, I did every free challenge and course and all the stuff. And I think I got so wrapped up in learning techniques that I forgot that, like, well, you got to have a product and a system and a sales process. And it was all just these random pieces. And I thought, well, if I throw them in the air, I'll make $100,000. You know, like, just.
Well, that's what the people advertising the products and services you bought told you. So, yeah.
Why wouldn't you think that? Oh, how about you, Dr. Darlene? What did you think you were supposed to do, or what was confusing you, or what were you trying to build that was not going to have it?
So here's when I became an entrepreneur, here's what I heard over and over and over again. You need a funnel. You need a funnel. You need to learn how to build a funnel, Darlene, and then all of your problems will be solved. Well, here's the thing. I did, in fact, learn how to build a funnel. I built, in fact, 205 funnels.
Guys, 205. I think that would be like right behind Russell Brunson.
I counted them, and they made those first 204 funnels, I think, made a total of like $5,000 over 3 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because the funnel was not my problem. My problem was I did not understand what my purpose as an entrepreneur was. I did not know who I was supposed to be, who I was created to be. And so the technique of funnel building is a fabulous technique if you're applying it to what is in alignment with who you are and what you are supposed to
preach it, girl.
doing.
Get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I got that, all my wonderful funnel making skills now, have led to an incredible community with people with a major impact and influence internationally. But, it wasn't the skill set that was the problem, right? It was the identity of me understanding that, the last season was Dr. Darlene, neurosurgeon, neuroscientist, and all of this. And this season is Dr. Darlene, prophetic healer and leader of a healing community, right? Yeah. And then when I got that, then everything else. So that I love this topic because I can grow things like the best of them, right? But I was over here with apple seeds and trying to, grow wine, not working.
Yeah, I think that's such a great point, is that it really comes down to what our identity is in this season. Like, okay, if you were mom, if you were wife, if you were corporate employee, like, how does that translate to the new season of entrepreneur? What is actually taking those skill sets and our resources and all of the things that we're good at, and really have a new assignment and a new identity around that assignment. And so, ladies, what part of your identity sort of popped in that wasn't part of the last season's identity? So last season being like, okay, Noelle, the therapist who is seeing clients every day, Darlene, the neurosurgeon. So what piece of your identity, I know Dr. Darlene, you shared the prophetic healer. So if you don't have anything more, but maybe Coach Noelle, you can speak to what piece was missing to make it so you understood what was part of your entrepreneur journey and this new assignment for this new season that was missing as you were trying to launch something and it wasn't working.
Oh, well, the sad thing is, in my case, it wasn't missing, but I just wasn't paying attention.
Yes, right. That's what I mean. What was it not clear?
Because I guess it was probably 15 years ago, God told me I was going to be a speaker and a writer. And at that point in my life, I had never considered either of those options, but I got so excited about it. I was at a women's retreat and I ran out of the room to just go sit in a field in the dark with God. I was so excited. And my husband, bless his heart, the other day, like, my business is really starting to get some traction now. And the other day, my husband said, it only took you 11 years. And because he, bless his heart, for that many years has said, Noelle, God didn't call you to be an internet marketer. He called you to be a speaker and a writer. Like, he's been the voice throughout. Like, I have no excuse, but I thought, well, I have to learn internet marketing so I can speak, right? And so the piece that's there now, again, is that identity piece. Like, if it does not line up with God, who God called me to be, I don't go into that territory anymore.
So good. Did you just hear that? Do not go into the territory that isn't part of your identity in this season. So Noelle's being called to be a speaker and a writer. Dr. Darlene's called to be a prophetic speaker and healer. I am called to be God's show host, mining out the things that help the body find their way back to living in the kingdom and doing their assignment in the kingdom. That's what I'm called to. So I can't step outside of that assignment right now. If I do, I fall flat on my face. When I'm right in the wheelhouse and in the center of that, I was telling the ladies, it's like I get up on skis, and when you're trying to learn how to ski for the first time, or water ski for the first time, or surf for the first time, and you get up and you're planing on the water, or the surf is taking you, like, you're not hardly doing anything anymore. Like, you're just kind of navigating a little, but the grace behind you, the force behind you is so evident. And so I want everybody to feel that what we've all felt now that we've figured this whole process out. So ladies, I want to talk a little bit about how we can get out of the treadmill of trying everything and get into this wheelhouse, this sweet spot a little bit. So best practices, or what we do in Roadmappers to really get people out of crazy brain and frustrated brain to right where we understand that this piece of our identity that is so critical to what we are called to do in this next assignment. I'll start with you, Dr. Darlene.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about what not to do. So
Perfect. Because we've done all the what not to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Because when you truly believe, and honestly, a lot of these marketers, they're great, and they make you believe. I mean, they had me convinced after these 1.5-hour webinars that all my problems were going to be solved if I just follow this simple 5-step process.
Something 99.
Here's what happens in the brain, especially if you're someone who really has a lot of faith, right? And you put everything into it, and then when it doesn't work, okay, it's not working, not for the reason you think. You think it's because there's something wrong with you, right? And that you're either not doing it right, or you're not trying hard enough, or this or that or the other. And that makes you actually want to give up, right? Yeah. It makes you want to give up because you're like, well, I'm not even, this is clearly not at all for me. I can't tell you guys the number of times in the first 3 years as an entrepreneur that I literally would go back and say, God, I just need to go back and be a neurosurgeon again, because this is not working. And I would send out CVs and like, listen, folks, I mean, I'm not trying to pump myself up here, but I was an internationally known neurosurgeon, like beautiful pedigree. Like, I should have been able to get any kind of job anywhere, right? And like nothing would line up. Like nothing would line up when I would try it. It was God like protecting me, like
fenced you in.
Like, listen to me,
let's pause there.
But
wait, let's pause for a minute, because I want people to understand when things are not lining up. What Dr. Darlene is saying, we call like holy versus unholy distractions. Sometimes there's unholy sometimes there's holy distractions, amen. Where God is like, you just prayed for me to show you the way. And when you bump into something that is not opening, a door that is not opening, I am answering that prayer. That is a holy matter right there. That is a holy distraction to say, you're not going the right way, love. Something is off, something's out of alignment. Same thing with all the things you might be trying in your business. It is a holy answer to your prayer right now that is not the right way, or that is not the right, something is out of alignment. Something, you need a tweak here. So I'm sorry to interrupt, but go ahead, Dr. Darling. I want people to hear that loud and clear.
Yeah, I think that is so important, because I wish I would not actually have changed the path that I took over those first 3 years. And hear me clearly, what I would have changed is my mindset regarding the path. It is actually appropriate to take action in as many different directions as you need to in order for you to understand who you are created to be. Okay. And sometimes the only way to figure that out is by figuring out who you're not. Right. So it's actually good. Like those 205 funnels, I was just thinking, because there's 205 bones in the body. So maybe I was trying to create a funnel for each to represent each bone. But anyway, it was good, because action is actually good for your brain. Action actually activates the vision center in your brain, and it helps you begin to define more clearly what you need and what you don't need, right? It's like when you're dating, you figure out who you need to be with by who you don't need to be with, right?
I don't want that in my life.
No, it works the same in business, but I would have had the perspective of, okay, this is going to give me some information. I would have approached it as a more hypothesis-driven thing, right? Like, we're going to try this. Okay, well, this part of it worked, this part of it didn't. So how can I recreate the next hypothesis and get a little bit closer, rather than saying, oh, this is it. This is all in. Because that was why I was on a roller coaster that I did not need to be on. It did not have to be as crazy as it was.
And
so
when you say too, that when you have those negative moments, rather than going to God and saying, this didn't work, why are you doing it, and getting mad at him, like saying, oh, I see the nugget. How can we build up with God?
Yes.
And you're developing that intimacy with God to say, I'm with you. We're walking this out together. Because that's the whole part of any part of your journey in life, is you're walking it out. You're walking your parenthood out. You're walking your womanhood out. You're walking your believer as a member of the body of Christ out. You're walking your entrepreneur journey out as a kingdom citizen, as an heir of the kingdom, as a daughter of the king. Like he's not there to let you kind of miserably fumble around and say this didn't work. And I mean, we're just like little kids throwing a tantrum and doing their homework, right? When we do that, like, this isn't working. Well, how about what did work?
And I think this is so, I'm actually getting chills, because I think this is so key, because it's just been relatively recent that my perspective shifted from I failed for this many years to I learned so much. And that is part of the journey of being an entrepreneur. That's why not everybody does it.
And exactly all of the years that we've spent going around, well, we wouldn't be here on a podcast having anything to deliver to you if we didn't go around.
Right.
The only reason we can come on here and say like what not to do is because we did it. And so part of that was for you, so that we could come here and say, don't do this. This is the way, like, this is what we found is true.
Please get your identity clear first.
So let's talk that a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about what is right. What is the right thing in this season? Talk to the person who is struggling with why this is not working right now, why this is not launching, like what they have in their hand is not getting traction. What is it that you did in your small shift, or finally found the breakthrough to find that that traction piece that we just want to encourage people right now that if you've been on this journey for a while and you are not seeing it, and your spouse is probably breathing down, I can tell you,
tired of you spending money on courses and not making any revenue.
We're going to tell you right now, the answer is not to go spend more money right now.
Correct.
The answer is not to go spend more money on another course right now. So what is it, ladies? What is it? What's the one thing that they can do right now to get on the right path, to get this thing that's burning inside them? I mean, other than come on into our programs, we'll get you there. But I want to leave a nugget.
You want to go first, Dr. Darlene?
Yeah, so I'll, and I teach on identity a lot. Both we have that as part of our launch school here and part of Roadmappers and all that. But here's what I encourage you to do, because for me, you guys, you are, each one of you, you're so special and so unique and put together in a beautiful mosaic that no one else has. Okay.
Right.
And so for me, there were aspects of who I am that didn't make sense together. Okay. And so I would lean towards one aspect or lean towards the other aspect. And that's why I was growing the wrong thing, because what I was supposed to grow, and I teach this, I literally, I have my students do like one aspect of themselves, another aspect, and make this Venn diagram, right? You guys have seen those. It's like, what is at that intersection? How do these things blend together? So I encourage you, if you're like, well, this is part of me, this is part of me, this is part of me, put all that together and see where the connection is between them. And that is going to give you a step. And even if it's not perfect, even if it's not, exactly right, it is going to move you a leap year forward, seriously, to where you need to be. So
And that's what a great picture. Like you've seen in old churches, like the mosaic glass. And if you step really close, you just see all these pieces of broken glass. But it's when you step back, take a step back and get the whole picture of what the whole mosaic is for you in this season. All those little baby parts. Ask God, show me the vision for everything that is all these little broken pieces, how they come together. I love that. And I want you guys to know that in our launch school, you get private sessions and you can have one with Dr. Darlene. Yeah, you can. So come on in if you're thinking, I just need some time with this woman. Coach Noel, what would be the one thing that you just are like, this finally
This is the
shifted it?
piece.
Yeah.
I think that the core for me is very similar to what Dr. Darlene said, and that identity piece is found in that intimacy with God. That it necessitates a slowing down and a soul search. Like for so many of my clients throughout my career, it really came down to identity issues, because so many of us, we have listened to what the world, what the enemy says about who we are. We have listened to what our abusers said about who we are. And if that is still there, you're going to see that from a skewed viewpoint. And so that to get a really clear identity means getting intimate with God and letting him heal those places so you can see that clearly.
So good. The intimacy of God. And you guys, I have been in sessions with Coach Noel. She walks you through this deep place of hearing from God. And so if you need time with her, again, come into our programs. You get coaching sessions, you get private coaching sessions and we don't just say, oh, you're part of a group, good luck. That is the worst thing. Like, I don't know how many Facebook groups I'm a part of that people are just in there swimming like little guppies and not getting the breakthrough and not getting that one-on-one coaching time that you really need sometimes just to hear these things and to hear them over you. So love that. Thank you for sharing. For me, you guys, it was stepping into trusting that what I was hearing, I didn't need approval for. I did not need anybody else's approval. I did not need anybody else speaking into what God was saying. Yeah. And so if you're like me, who you kind of want affirmation or you want to bounce ideas, sometimes you have to just stop and trust yourself that you are hearing from God. He gave this vision to you to birth, and you and him, you've got this. And so for me, that was when it all shifted. So you guys, we are out of time. I hope this served you guys. If you know one person that would really benefit from hearing this, please share it. Please share the broadcast on your favorite listening platforms. We're all over on iTunes and Stitcher and all the places. So head over, share, and spread the word. We want to help as many women as possible get on the journey to their God-sized dream. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here today. We know that there's many other places you could be. So I just appreciate your time today, and we will see you guys